How much of an advantage is it when you can have, Scotty and Pascal bringing up the ball and Fred just with his feet set, ready to go? That's part of the plan, I imagine, and you're certainly getting to it more lately.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, that's playing to a lot of their strengths. Especially getting Freddie off the running the break, and I really like the way those guys are getting it into the paint and finding not only in guys but out as well. Right, we're getting some cutters, we're getting some early buckets at the rim in transition as well. So it's so far so good.
Was that something you sort of mentioned that I think in the preseason about getting other guys and letting him play off the ball? Was that something you wanted to focus on because his numbers are, I think he's like leading the league in catch and shoot threes this season?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, again, he's such a good shooter, and we've known that, right? It's kind of one of the benefits when you had Kyle and Fred is one of them would be off the ball, so one of them could space, right? One other one was bringing it, so I think it kind of follows on from that a little bit. But, again, I like the ability of those guys getting it quick. They rebound. Pascal will rebound and be out with it quick. Scotty will rebound, be out with it quick. There's so many advantages, and a lot of them, first and foremost, are those guys taking it to the basket in transition, right? I think that's kind of where Pascal started doing it. A couple years ago, it was good for that. So there's lots of positives with it, and again, hopefully it keeps them rebounding too.
What's a point guard in today's game?
What is it? Well, I mean, there's still a lot of things, right? The general overall leadership and organizing the team and all those kind of things that position commands, or you must command out of that position as well. So it's not like we're totally point guardless from that standpoint, because I think even again when Kyle and Fred were doing it, they were both kind of, even when they weren't on the ball, they were still organizers, and I still think Fred's the main leader with that, even though he's not necessarily bringing the ball up the floor.
I know there are some circumstances with guys missing it from opposing teams and even your own team, but does it feel like everybody's kind of finding or filling the role that they're supposed to fill right now? Like you see Chris coming off the bench doing what he's doing.
Chris had a good game. Yeah, I mean, again, I think there's certain guys that are energy guys, like you look coming off the bench. It's one of the things you to always, I can almost always like having him come off the bench. He's going to surprise, bring some speed. That's Justin, Chris, those guys. It's been nice actually too. I think Kem gives us a totally different look coming off the bench as well. I thought. Again, he had a great impact on the game. I don't think he made a basket, but he seemed like to be plugging everything, knocking the ball away, changing shots, keeping balls alive at the other end. 4 offensive rebounds, really good passing as well. So there's some guy I thought a bunch of those guys provided sparks. And again, Chris gets 4 points, but he played great. I thought he really impacted the game tonight.
I know we've talked about this a bunch over the last few days. If and when people call you about Fred's All-Star candidacy, what would you tell them about what he does on a game-to-game basis?
Well, I mean, again, I think he's got to be in the conversation, but I also, again, say the same thing. It's we gotta climb the standings some. I just think that's part of it, right? I just think it's part of it, and if we do. Then he certainly will deserve it. He's been out there most of the games this year, right? That's another big thing. There's been a lot of guys missing, big chunks of time on a lot of teams. But I think he's right in there. He we know what he brings. He brings winning and leadership, and he's scoring and great defender. So he's got to be in consideration.
When you're making your picks, do your eyes basically go to the top of the standings? Like, is that sort of your tiebreaker?
I think so. I mean, I think that's where we start. I mean, I haven't given it one. Man, I've given it two thoughts before the game and after since you guys have asked me, but I haven't really given, maybe three. I think I was driving down the road today and I saw a vote for Pascal billboard somewhere along the line. So, but we'll get to it when it comes a little closer.
You left Scotty in, I think, for a little bit longer than the other starters. Did you want to get him?
Well, I tried to get him at that one sub, and
Did you want to get him the triple-double? Did you think about it?
I saw that he had, 7, 7, and 7 or something like that at one point. But no, I didn't really make much of a push to try to get it. I tried to get him out about 3 minutes earlier, and I guess the sub wasn't there quick enough.
Got a couple online for you, Coach.
Okay.
We'll go to Doug first.
Doug.
Oh, Nick, how are you?
Good, Doug. You missed a thriller tonight. Where are you?
I'm all protocoled up.
Okay.
I got
Bummer.
both good
Hope you're doing
PCI
okay.
today.
All right.
Before the game, you weren't sure who the ninth guy would be, and it turned out to be Justin, who came in and gave you pretty much everything you want a guy to give you in that role. Can you sort of speak to his ability, like Utah, to make stuff happen when he gets in a game for however many minutes he gets to play?
Yeah, I mean, the first and foremost, he chases it on the glass, right? He's got a nose for the loose ball. He's got a nose for the rebound. So that's the first thing, and he's been working really, really hard on his catch and shoot because we figure the ball's going to find him out there some. And it was really nice to see him get hot from out there because he's been working really hard. Our coaches have been, he's coming in early, he's staying late, he's got a chance to fill in a role there for us. And he's going to get some opportunities like tonight, so it was nice to see him cash in on them.
Obviously, he hasn't had any opportunity with the 905 because they haven't played, and then he was out as well. Is the practice time in the shooting lab and with the coaches, that's the vital developmental period for him now?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. I mean, I probably would say, coming off of tonight, Doug, he's probably going to be that rotational guy there at that position. With Yuta and Svi's spot, he can kind of fill in there. I would imagine he'll get that here for a little while, so that'll be super valuable for him. And again, we won't expect him to hit 4 straight threes every night, but we will expect him to get a tip in or keep a ball alive. I think he made a big offensive rebound end of the first half that got us another 3. I think another one for Freddie. He came flying along the baseline and ended up in Freddie's hands eventually for another 3. So as long as he keeps doing that stuff and guarding his position defensively, he'll have a good impact in that. It's a small spot, but it's an important one.
Great. Thanks so much. Safe trip to Milwaukee, sir.
Thanks, Doug.
We'll wrap up with Josh.
Hey, Nick. Wanted to ask you about Pascal's rebounding. You mentioned it earlier. It's 3 really good rebounding games in a row for him. We asked him about it a few days ago, and he said that one of the things is just being healthy, having fresh legs, and being able to do it physically. Is there anything else that you're seeing that he's doing differently, and how much are you guys emphasizing crashing the glass for him with the small lineup?
Yeah, I think that he is going after him a little bit more assertively, Josh. Like, I think that there's times when maybe we've got it maybe secured, but he makes sure he's the one that goes and gets it. And he's not letting much chance to go there, so he's battling to go get him, which is he's being more assertive, I think, to snap him out of there. And again, it's leading to him bringing the ball more, which is great. And I just like those kind of couple things that he's doing. He's hitting the glass, pushing it, and I think his passing has been really noticeable in a good sense lately too. So. Some good stuff, some good non-scoring things he's doing there.
Great. Thanks, Nick. Have a good night.
Okay, Josh, thank you. Michael, you got anything?
Anyone ask about Josh Primo?
No.
He was saying before the game he had a chance to train with the national team a little bit at the time, so obviously had a pretty nice game out there.
Yep.
What did you think of how he looked?
Well, he really shoots it pure, man. He's really a catch and shoot guy. Got a good body and moves really well. He's a good dude, and he really wants to play for Canada. He made that pretty well known, which is great. I think we we certainly have him in the fold at some point, and it's good to see another good-sized shooter coming along, right?
Good organizational with as a really young guy too.
Yeah, he's gonna. I think again they're using him well, and he looks like he's finding his way nicely. I think he shoots it with confidence. I really like one of the drives he made in there and got composed in the lane and flipped one in there as well. So, yeah, I'm sure he's going to learn a lot there as well.